Hi! So we went to the allergist yesterday. Little background, my daughter was diagnosed back in June, so about 3 months ago, with an egg allergy and sesame allergy. And they asked us to come back in September this month to do a baked egg challenge. And that's exactly what we did yesterday. So we got there at 8 a.m. They asked us to come in the morning because we don't know how long the test is going to take. If there's no reaction, it's going to take an hour and a half. And if there's a reaction, it could take 4 hours. Even the allergist said we could stay there for 8 hours if we wanted to, if we were worried about any reaction. So we get there and they have asked us to bake a muffin or something with a ratio of 1 egg to 1 cup of flour. So I found a recipe, which I'm gonna link below, that is 2 cups of flour to 2 eggs. So I made a bunch of muffins and they asked to bring at least 2 portions. What that means, I don't know. So I brought 2 muffins. Obviously she wouldn't be hungry enough to eat both muffins within an hour and a half, but I brought more than was necessary just in case. So you get there and they say give her a pea size, or like the size of your thumbnail. So we start at 8 a.m., give the size of a thumbnail. He leaves the room and gives us 20-30 minutes just to monitor, see if there's any reaction. She did not have any reaction, thankfully. And then he comes back and then he says, okay, so if there's no reaction, he checks her chest and back and see if there's anything going on around the face, if she's fussy. He's basically asking me to monitor her and notice if there's anything different with her. And then he says, okay, now she's good, there's no rash, there's nothing going on, no reaction, so let's move on to step 2, which is give her a quarter of the muffin. So we give her a quarter of a muffin. I don't know, it takes maybe 5-10 minutes to give her a quarter of a muffin because it's teeny tiny chunks at a time. And then we continue to monitor, and then he leaves the room and comes back 20-30 minutes later, so around like 8:45, 8:50, we had finished giving her a quarter of a muffin, and then he comes back and checks everything, the chest, the back, the face, asks if there's any reaction that I can notice, like if she's fussier, is she like, I don't know, does she feel nauseous, or does she feel like she has a stomachache or anything like that? But she is her happy self, so so far so good. So then he says, well, let's go ahead then and give her the full muffin. So that takes a little bit longer. Again, it's teeny tiny pieces at a time. So he leaves the room again, and I'm just like walking around the room and showing her all the little things on the wall to keep her busy, because she's a 9.5, almost 10-month-old baby who needs to keep busy. And I had brought toys, but she's not usually interested in toys. She just wants to like crawl around. So that's not something I wanted to do on the floor, on the carpeted floor of like an allergist or a doctor's office. So we're just rocking around and giving her small pieces at a time until she finished the muffin. And then again, 15-20 minutes passed and no reaction. So the allergist comes back and asks, has anything changed with her, or do you notice that there's any reaction? And I thought, no, there's really nothing. And then he checks the chest again and checks the back, and there's nothing. So basically she passed the baked egg challenge, which is really exciting because from there we can climb the egg ladder. That's what they call, at least in Canada, that's what they call. I'm gonna take a screenshot of the sheet of paper that they sent us, and it's basically you start with things like muffins that are really well baked, cookies that are really well baked, and then dried pasta. And then step number 2, you graduate to like waffles and pancakes and fresh noodles. And then step number 3 is fresh eggs or scrambled eggs. And then step number 4 is raw egg or things like that. And then he crossed step number 3 and step number 4 because he said they're a little bit more intense. So he would prefer that when we are there, when we've graduated to step number 3, to go back to the allergist and do the test there just in case there's any reaction. So we're pretty excited about that because she's gonna turn 1 in about 2-3 months, and she's gonna be able to have either a cupcake or a cake that I can bake her, and that's really exciting. So I'm just gonna relay some information that he told me there. Basically, egg allergy is almost the one that you want your kid to have if they have any allergy, because it's something that if they're not too allergic to it, either it'll go away on its own by the time that they're 6 years old, or you can use the baked egg challenge and then the egg ladder to gradually help them get over the allergy faster than waiting until they're 6 years old. So it's really exciting. I really don't want her to be allergic to eggs. Obviously, no parent wants their kids to be allergic to anything, but I'm really hoping that this will help her get rid of the allergy. So if you are going through this, or if your child has an egg allergy and you're going to do the baked egg challenge, that's basically how it works. And I wish you the best of luck. It's exciting if it works, and I really hope that things go well with you. Cool. Take care. Bye.